I got the joke. It's a pretty funny joke.
All right.
Let me find her quick.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah, you're really killing it right now.
No,
Dude.
you guys are gonna love this one. You two especially. It's kind of for you guys.
For you new listeners out there,
This
So,
isn't how
it's
it
all downhill from here.
yeah, typically. All right, for the joke. Over the last 48 years, your Minnesota Timberwolves and Minnesota Vikings have made the conference championship 9 times, in which they are 0 for 9.
Yeah, we made a post about that. Did you not see our post?
No, I saw it.
All the Scotties out there.
I get it. Loving it. Loving it, right? It's so funny. What? Minnesota sports suck.
Yeah, I actually read something about the Vikings
Not the
having
women.
the best winning record.
Without
the top winning record with the
Correct.
with no Super Bowls.
Yeah, top 5.
Absolutely correct. You know, it's the life we live. It's
Yeah.
I've accepted it at this point, and
Yeah, you'll win the regular season games, and you just can't clutch up when it counts.
it's why we love the off season around here, in which we are in. So it's all
guys are winning.
It's all a pill until game 1 of regular season. Am I right?
Have you seen JJ McCarthy's OTA stats? 81 for 90, 19 touchdowns, 1,000,000 yards.
Dang, and
insane.
okay, no, I heard one report, and like one practice was like sloppy, and he was like, "Yep, I'm out there trying a bunch of new things," and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a video
He's
going
slinging it,
around,
right?
and it's
So
like,
should there-
they're like, look at Mahomes, the second coming of Mahomes out here, and I'm just like, he's wearing a red jersey. The defenders actually can't touch him.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love love this time of year. It's the best time of year, but if you're taking any of it seriously, you shouldn't. You just shouldn't.
Why not?
No, that's great. I think one thing you can judge is he's got arm strength. He's got a cannon. That's nice. He can sling it through windy days, and
I don't think anyone should sleep on him. I don't think he's going to be like
Sam Darnold.
an MVP front runner.
Good one, Brandon.
But
No,
like,
correct.
yeah, he's not. I don't think he'll be bad.
I heard. Do you guys remember Dante Culpepper?
Yeah.
So Dante
he went to camp.
Yep, he stopped by camp, shook the hands of the quarterbacks, which is funny because he was our quarterback like 22 years ago, 23 years ago. So you wonder if J.J. McCarthy's ever even heard of him. But got reminded of his insane 2003 season, I think it was. The most total yards of a Vikings quarterback ever. That's passing and rushing. He had 39 passing touchdowns, and I was just like, wow, yeah, he was really slinging it that year. Came second in MVP voting to Peyton Manning's historic season. And then was like, wait a minute. Well, how many touchdown passes did Darnold throw this year? Darnold threw 35 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's on the Seahawks.
Yep.
But for $30 million, which is just not worth it, right? You don't pay a quarterback $30 million. Pfft. Hell no.
All right.
I'm gonna miss Sam. I can't wait for JJ. I'm talking shit. I can't wait for JJ.
The Bears have really entered the hype train this week too. I've noticed.
The Bears. Why is that?
I'm just seeing a lot of unity in the Bears organization right now. Everyone's buying into Ben Johnson's, schemes and team building. The players are all jacked up. I mean, it's just as bad as the Vikings right now. But listen,
Is it?
somebody's going to have to win the NFC North. It can't be all 4 teams. We all have to come to a realization about
I
that.
am still cheesed that the Vikes have the worst odds, even though I get it because it's a quarterback question, and the team.
I don't think that's the only question.
What's the other question? I'll give you an answer to that question.
I know you will.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I think a lot of people, and when I say people, I mean Minnesotans.
We're people too.
I think a lot of Minnesotans up here, they're living off of last year's reality.
Yeah.
Of what the team did from a record standpoint.
Okay.
And they are forgetting that the team was not expected to do that, and Sam Darnold outperformed expectations.
So
along with the defense.
yes, that's my only caveat to that is so did the defense.
Right. They outperformed expectations.
Correct.
So is that an outlier? Or is that like they all legitimately took that step forward and that's how they're going to play going forward?
Totally. So I think it's fair to assume that the quarterback position was an outlier, and the quarterback position 100% last year it had so much to do with our success. Sam had an amazing year. He really did. And people can credit KOC as much as they want.
Yeah.
And they should, but Sam still got to throw those balls.
Yeah,
And
the players still got to play.
He was fucking slinging it.
Yeah.
And he had a great year. The defense, however, and this is why I am hopeful, because we brought in some names on friendly contracts that that contributed immensely to that season, and those people being Jonathan Grenard, Van Ginkel, and Blake Cashman. We get those three guys back. They're awesome.
Who were the corners this year? I can't remember.
But this is what
Brandon, I don't know.
But this is what I'm saying, though. Like, you guys signed them to what kind of contracts you just said?
Well, Gink got an extension.
Yeah. But are those guys going to play like they did? This is what I'm saying. Those were outlier seasons for them, right?
Not so much for Grenard. Grenard took a step.
To me, you guys just that was like a trade with Houston. It wasn't, but it was.
Agreed.
But like I'm talking about like
Sure.
Is Van Ginkel really gonna do what he did last year, or is that an outlier season for him?
So I think
'Cause didn't he have like 3 pick six?
he had 2.
But he made a ton of plays.
But those were also like he's a very smart player. Like he's good at reading the defense and read the play. You'll see on the screens that he picked off. He was waiting for it.
All
He's
right.
like they're throwing a screen. So he's super smart. Cashman, I think, benefited from the system for sure. We use his speed. He's fast as hell, and we used that. And I think Flores is good at using players to their strength, and I think that's why it worked. Brandon, to your point, yes, cornerback is the big question. My answer to that is we addressed the D-line like crazy. If our edge guys weren't getting pressure, we got 0 pressure. And now, with our additions at D-tackle, excuse me, and all along the D-line, we got better and deeper on the D-line to make it easier on our quarterbacks. Saw that look. So yeah, I'm still hopeful. We do get Mekhi Blackton back after I think a torn ACL in training camp last year. We get him back, and he had a very promising rookie year. So we get him back. We get Byron Murphy back. And that's kind of all I know. But we got those two. And we signed Rodgers in free agency, who was, by all accounts, a Flores guy. And I'm 110% in on Flores at this point. If he says this guy's going to do great in our system, I'm believing him at this point. I think we got to give him the benefit of the doubt if he's bringing people in. So I'm more confident in the defense this year. Yes, the defense overperformed last year. Their expectations are high for a reason this year.
Well, to that point, and I appreciate the insight there, but it's not like the other teams in the NFC North are just sitting on their hands. Outside of the Lions, who lost Ragnow, the Bears' offensive line got much, much better.
Yep.
The Packers' offensive line got much, much better.
As did the Vikings.
As did the Vikings. But again, I don't know. I think it's too hard for me to sit here and be honest about who I think is going to come out of the North as a winner. I think
Totally agree.
we're all over the place.
Totally agree. Who would you be most surprised if they come in last? Most surprised.
If they come in last?
Yeah, in the division. Because I think you can argue any team could come in first, and Lions should still be the favorite, even though they've lost a bunch and they just lost.
I would argue that.
I'd be surprised if the Packers came in last. I really would.
I would too. I would, be very surprised. Yeah, I think the answer is the Packers or the Lions.
Yeah, and I mean, I think with my very controversial take, it's got to be the Packers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions shit the bed.
Well, considering that the Packers are the team with the least amount of change, and they have the most roster and coaching continuity. going into
and
the
still
season.
still the youngest roster in the NFL.
Still?
Yep.
How? I feel like it's been like 6 straight years. That's crazy.
So you guys know I screenshot everything because of my ADHD, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's Doc's ADHD moment for this segment.
All right.
I'm going to give you the team in the year, and I want you to tell me what their record was. These are the youngest NFL teams and their records since 2014.
And we're going to compare them to the Packers. Cool.
2014, the youngest NFL team was the Jaguars.
The 2014 Jags, 2-14.
Close, 3-13.
Okay.
The 2015 Rams.
2015 Rams.
Yep.
4-12.
6-8.
7-9.
Is that Jeff Fisher year? Had to have been a
2015.
Oh.
Had to have been a Jeff Fisher year.
I don't know.
No, he was with the Titans. He was Titans.
2016,
Okay.
the Rams were still the youngest team in the league.
Okay. And they got worse.
They got worse.
They got worse.
4-12.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, 4-12. Okay.
2017, the Browns were the youngest team in the league.
Which year?
2017.
Is that the 0-16?
It is.
And they were only the second team to do that after the Lions?
Yep.
Yep.
2018, the Bengals.
Okay. 18 Bengals. So this is 2 years before Joe Burrow. Yeah, they were bad. 4-12.
6-10.
6-10. Okay.
2019 Dolphins.
What were they like?
Is that a Chad Henne team? Is that
3-13 or something like that? 3-14.
the 19 Dolphins? Yeah, that's obscure to me.
5-11.
Okay.
2020 Jaguars.
The 2020 Jags. Okay. COVID
This is
season.
before Trevor Lawrence.
5-11.
1-15.
Oh, yep. I remember that season. Okay.
The 2021 Jets.
They were bad. That's a 4-win team.
4-13.
Yep.
2022 Browns.
Have we had 17 game seasons for that long now? For 4 years already?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
2022 Browns.
2 wins.
7-10.
Yeah, they had a big. Yeah. Okay. Not that that's good.
What's the correlation between all the teams I just said?
The Packers did way better than those records.
They all were losing records.
All of them.
2023 Green Bay Packers. First year of Jordan Love.
12-5.
Yes. It was 12-win season. Or 13.
They went 9-8.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So the first time the youngest team in the league had a winning season,
Okay. That's the first time that
And-
happened. That's okay. That's impressive.
and they won a playoff game.
That's right. They beat
Yeah,
Dallas.
because they came on hot. That's right. And everyone's like, shit, we got to worry about them. But then they ran into someone. It was, I don't know. Anyway, their youth showed, but it was
They ran into Tom Brady.
Yeah.
the Buccaneers. Okay.
2024 last year. The youngest team in the league still.
13 wins, right?
11-6.
11-6.
Yeah.
I just think that that does two things.
Yeah.
Right? For me. And even if I mean
Last
this
year
could
they were
be-
the young. So are they again the youngest team in the league?
I haven't verified that yet, but Brandon said it.
Is that right, Brandon?
But
But I think
but
so,
reading that off does two things for me. And maybe some of this is going to be bias.
No.
But I think it shows that there's a lot of people who underestimate LaFleur and how good of a head coach he is.
I have never underestimated LaFleur. I have only ever underestimated Jordan
And I
Love.
think a lot of people underestimate the quarterback that's been under center for those games
Me.
because we all can agree that that's probably the most important position on the field.
Only 32 people in the world have that job.
And he's taken the youngest team in the league and have had winning records, been in the playoffs for 2 years where people didn't think they were going to get there, and he's won one of those playoff games.
Right.
The average age of the Green Bay Packers right now going into the 2025 season is 25.11 years old. It is the youngest team in the NFL.
How do they do that for 3 straight years?
You let old guys go and you bring on your draftees.
Yep, and you load up those draft picks and
So when do they start getting older? Because you need vets eventually. Not that they haven't found success without them, but limited success, I guess.
yeah, I mean they have Jair's probably one of the oldest on the team right now, and he's 28.
Yeah, and he's not showing up.
Josh Jacobs, what, 28?
Something like that.
Right?
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess it was some of their O-linemen who they've lost since.
Yeah, it's going to be none of their receivers, not their tight end.
Wow.
Jenkins on the offensive line is probably the oldest.
Jared Cook was bumping that average up for a little while.
Kenny Clark
Remember
on
him?
defense is probably one of their oldest guys.
Kenny Clark on the D line. Yep.
God, I remember when he was drafted.
Their linebackers are all young.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Corners are young. Like you said, Jairi, maybe McKinney. How old's McKinney? I think he's probably only 26 or 27, though.
I think
Yeah,
I think he
he's
was
super
wasn't he
young.
coming
He's
off his
20
rookie
I think he's
contract when they
24.
signed him or something?
No, McKinney's
I
older
think he's
than
like
that.
20.
He's
let me
older
look,
than that.
I was going to say a little older, but either way. That's encouraging. I get it. What about the Vikes? Brandon, how are the Vikes age-wise?
Old.
Are we?
You have to be an old soul to come to a state like Minnesota. You'd think it'd be the opposite. You think Green Bay would be just
Well, yeah,
old
'cause-
because
well, 'cause-
people want to be quiet in a family town.
Xavier
Yeah.
McKinney is 25 years old.
25, wow.
Damn. Yeah, because he was just off his rookie contract.
Man, I just put
so-
3 years on him.
Yeah, he did.
Thoughts and prayers, brother.
Okay.
Vikings are. Let's see. The Vikings, average age. Hold on. I have to be more specific. They are. That can't be true. This is 30.2.
30?
That can't be true.
Yeah.
Why? That's probably right.
Is
Why
it?
can it not be true?
We have, okay, so Harrison Smith alone will bump the average age up. Harrison Phillips on the D line. A couple Harrisons are older. Yeah, and outside of them, though.
27.15 years.
Okay. That's an age ripe for contending.
Absolutely.
Super Bowl, baby. J.J. McCarthy, MVP of the world.
Always as a 22-year-old. That'd be great. Hey, he's also having a baby, so he's about to have like that
Jesus.
dad energy. I don't know. Is that a thing? Did you get better at sports?
It's not what you want.
He's
Brandon,
about
did you
to
get
have
any
some
better at
lower back
sports?
problems.
Shit. Okay. Well, maybe it's not so good then. Anyways.
No, I think I think the Lions, like Dakota said, are going to shit the bed. Sorry, Lions fans.
Let's get another post.
It's not looking great. They didn't do much in the offseason to address main issues. They lost Ragnow on their offensive line, which is huge.
It is
And
huge.
granted, they're gonna put somebody in, and it's Dan Campbell. He'll get them all raged
We'll
up.
coach him up.
Doesn't it suck
Yeah.
though? Couldn't they ask for like Frank? You couldn't do that before the draft, man. Like
I
we're,
know,
we're,
right?
we're in
Like-
OTAs, dog.
Yeah. Well, to me, though, that kind of makes sense. I'm surprised more people don't retire right now because you get these guys out there who are, in the twilight of their career. They start going through OTAs and they're just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'd have to look into it, but
Like Rogers.
isn't there
OTAs
some,
in. He's like, all right, here I come.
isn't there some like salary considerations for
A lot of times, yeah.
getting past the draft and things like that?
There is like there's a deadline for when certain parts of the contract convey and
But I think, are you talking about benefits for the organization or for him?
For him.
Oh, yeah. Because if you were talking about for the organization, I'm pretty sure that that's some kind of violation if the team knows, but they're not announcing it.
Right. But if he's waiting for some sort of payday and being like, okay,
Sure.
hang it up.
Yeah, that's a big controversy with Green Bay Packers right now is our second round pick. He's refusing to sign his rookie contract because he wants it fully guaranteed.
a second rounder wants it fully guaranteed.
Yeah, he's saying that, because there's been a couple second rounders this year who
got it?
got that.
Shit.
Yeah. And he's like, that's the standard now.
But it's
I
not really.
think you pay him. He's going to be a starter right away.
And who is this?
Well, it's not
is
a matter of paying. Because of the way the what is it? The player agreement, the
CBA?
the union agreement. Yeah, the CBA, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The way that is now, where you're drafted determines like at least a range, if not a set amount. I don't think it's a set amount, but it's a range of what you can be paid for your contract.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of like it, right? Maybe first rounds are fully guaranteed in the CBA, but there's nothing outside of that. But now that some guys in the second round have signed fully guaranteed contracts, he's like, I'm not signing it unless it's fully guaranteed.
God dang.
He's actually rubbing a lot of people the wrong way.
Anthony Belton, yeah.
Sure. So I mean, I get it from his point of view, but also
Absolutely.
But also, you're a rookie, and is this the foot you want to start out on? Seeing as how it's hard to get to a second contract, look out for yourself. I mean, you can never be mad at anybody looking out for their best interest.
No, I mean, you can't be. I disagree with the fans that are like, oh, F this guy or whatever, right? Like, because they're out there saying stupid stuff like, you got to earn it. Dude got drafted in the second round. He's this contract. The money's the money, no matter what.
He's worked incredibly hard to get to
All
this point.
he's asking is for it to be guaranteed in case he blows his knee out week 1.
And that's the thing. That shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually insane to me that, like, baseball, there might be a few other sports, but I think maybe basketball. I don't know
Basketball's
for
fully
sure.
guaranteed.
Yeah. But, like, baseball and basketball are fully guaranteed. Yet hockey and football, the two more violent sports there are not.
And in the MLB, as soon as you step foot on a major league field, you're insured for life. NFL. What the hell, you got?
Yeah.
Like, you already know the players who are coming into your league, they're already concussed.
Yeah.
Like, they
Listen
already
to their
there's
interviews.
already some CTE going on
Listen
there.
to the interviews.
It's the least you can do. And hey, maybe because of that, it cost them too damn much.
Yeah, insurance is too high, man.
Well, premiums get jacked up.
What
They're
I
like,
do like what the
Trust
Green
me,
Bay
I've been
Packers are
shopping
doing right now
insurance.
is
they've
they
played
are,
football their whole life, and now you want us to insure them?
Yeah.
I guess. Go ahead, Brandon.
yeah, what I do like what the Packers are doing right now is they are putting in some competition for wide receivers in all the drops from last year. They have 10 receivers on their roster right now.
List them if you can.
Sure thing. Got Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Matthew Golden, Savion Williams, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Malik Heath, Bo Melton, Julian Hicks, and Cornelius Johnson.
I just didn't know those last two, but I knew the other. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt LaFleur this year has come out and is not really giving two Fs about what last year's receiver crew is saying about all this competition, but his point is, you keep dropping the ball, your job is not safe.
Well,
Correct.
yeah, I mean, Reed was what, top 5 in drops last year, so he dropped 10 balls. I mean, give the guy credit. He said he's on the jugs machine, so maybe he's putting in the work to fix it.
Hopefully.
And I mean, now that Aaron Rodgers is also signed with Pittsburgh, I would imagine Romeo's on his way to Pittsburgh soon via trade.
I agree.
You
I
think
hope that happens.
Romeo because was
There
was
was a-
Romeo
there was a
drafted
connection
with?
there, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
right. Yeah, wasn't Romeo second round pick? Was he was earlier?
Yeah, not a first
He was
round.
Not
No,
first.
he's like a third or fourth round pick.
Okay.
But I mean, the Steelers made splash. They got DK, and then they shipped off Pickens. So who's their number 2? It only makes
Right now,
Fair
it's
enough.
I believe Calvin Austin.
yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
I would imagine they'll send
Someone
4th or 5th.
get some capital. Yeah, get some draft capital.
Yeah,
back.
Packers will take it. They don't. I mean, he's not a bad player, but
But they're
where does he fit in?
No, they're gonna like they'd rather out of that group. I think they'd be fine parting with a couple for some extra draft picks.
Yeah, to me, out of that group, because how many do you realistically carry on game day? 5, 6,
Maybe I was gonna say
Six.
6
yeah.
if one of them's your punt returner and kick returner.
or the gunner. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and I didn't even mention Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman's still on the roster.
I
too, so
think
that's
he
11.
gets cut at some point.
I do too, but I think they keep him for
Probably.
special teams. I think that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe he's a
well,
good
they
gunner.
also had
He's
Golden
fast.
out there practicing punt returns.
They're not gonna put Golden out there for that. Come on.
I feel like LaFleur is not above that. A lot of people
don't-
are like, let's not do that with the reps, but I don't know. The Niners did it with Debo
Would I
and
fall out of my chair if I see Matthew Golden returning picks?
puns.
Yeah, actually, I kind of would because I think he's a first-round investment that they have not made in 22 years. I don't see him participating much on special teams unless that is his skill set.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong.
It's not. He didn't do it in college.
You guys have other viable options as
Sure.
as returners.
yeah,
yeah.
Jaden Reed last year was punt returning,
He's a good
and
punt
kick
returner.
returning, and and he's not bad.
I think that counter reacts to what you just said, though. Reed was like their guy last year, and they did it.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, this year they have more gadget
Yeah,
players
there you
with
go.
Savion. You got Reed, you got Golden. They're all twitchy guys. I think Keyshawn Nixon takes it back on his role for kick returns and punt returns. That's where he's
Didn't he come out and say he didn't want to do it?
I didn't see that.
I think he doesn't want to do it.
Coaches are like, tough shit.
Maybe.
Well, no, I mean, not like if he's one of your starting 22 or
Yeah.
he's your slot guy, right? Like you're not
get
going to do that.
I get it.
But
I get it.
I mean, so like for me, the receivers, like we're talking about Romeo getting shipped off, it just makes sense because you have Reed, you have Wicks, you have Golden, you have
Yeah.
Savion. Like those are the. Yeah, well, Watson's not going to be there for a while. I don't think he's eligible probably until mid-season, right?
He's fully practicing right
Is
now.
he? Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. He's been
So
out
is
on the practice field.
hey, so is Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Old man Jones. There's
Oh,
what's
man.
driving up your average age right there. For
Yeah,
the
that
Vikings.
too. Yep, and the
And
Harrisons.
CJ Ham.
Oh, and Siege. Yep.
Yeah, he's like ancient.
He's great. Love Siege. He's awesome. Gosh, I remember one time we like ran a designed slant for him. It's like, the fuck? What was that for? He dropped it. Anyways,
So and then I think it's gonna be really interesting. I think the NFC North has some really good receivers this year. Lions obviously have Amon-Ra.
Lions have a great core. The Bears have a really
Yeah.
good receiving core still.
Yeah, nobody's talking about them. I think Roman
Packers
Dunze
are
is gonna
Packers
go
are
off
deeper
this year.
and Packers are deeper than anyone. And then the Vikes have maybe the best. Okay, second best
No.
1-2 combo in the league. Second best.
No. The very best receiver in the NFL, just behind, just right up there with
No, I was gonna say combo.
with Chase. Yeah.
The best receiver duo. But
The Vikings don't.
I said second. Doc.
You think they're second?
Well, okay, who else? Sure, who else? So I think it, like to this point, I know Chase had a little bit better of a year last year, and he's great. But I don't think it's controversial to say Jefferson is the best receiver in the league.
You make the argument between both of them. It's fine.
I think the Cowboys have the best number 1, number 2 punch right now.
Amari and CD?
Amari's
No,
not
Amari's
on the
not on there anymore.
Who's their second?
Yeah, what the fuck?
George Pickens.
No. Pickens has a lot to prove still. He's made some acrobatic catches. He's got hands.
I would take Jamar Chase and T. Higgins over them.
Easily. I think it's Jamar and T. No, like
Healthy, yes.
no question at all. They're the best duo.
Don't make me defend the Cowboys. of
T.
all
Higgins
fucking teams.
T. Higgins is a number one on so many teams. That
Yeah.
dude is great. If
Yeah.
when he stays healthy, he's
Right.
amazing.
Absolutely.
And it paid off for fantasy football for me last year, taking a flyer on him. He missed a handful of games, but then won me my championship. Like damn near single handedly. I would have lost if it wasn't for him.
Also, Watson's
So I love
not
him.
practicing.
Oh, you lied, Brandon.
He's not expected back to the second half. He tore his ACL the last week of the season.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Poor guy. That sucks.
I would say okay. So
He
then,
ain't no Adrian Peterson, Brandon. He needs a little more than 8
true.
months. He needs a little more than 8 months.
What about Tariq and Waddle?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Waddle had a down year for some reason last year, and I don't necessarily blame that on him, but
Okay. What about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith?
yep, that's an argument. But I'd take I would take Addison and Jefferson over them easily because I think Addison is at least on Devontae Smith's level.
Agreed. I think he's better.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. And
What
Jefferson
about
is better than Brown.
What about Debo and
Scary Terry.
Scareth Terry.
Scary
I don't
Terry?
like Debo anymore.
Yeah, Debo has to prove himself now.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Nope,
No,
no,
you're good.
totally.
Yeah,
No,
keep
no,
going.
I love this.
Enjoy it.
Lions, Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra. Jamison Williams, he's at top off the defense, but no, I wouldn't consider them up there.
Evans and Godwin.
I do like that.
Yes. Okay, fair enough.
Cooper
I-
Kupp and JSN.
And I really like that the Buccaneers just added,
Fair
what's
enough.
his name? Isn't it like a Mika or something?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
then-
The rookie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
What about the Rams? They got Devontae
Adams now.
Oh, and
Puka.
Puka.
Adams and Puka Nacua.
Okay, so I think here's our top 5 right there: Vikings, Bengals, Eagles, Rams, and Buccaneers.
What about the Bears?
Nope, I put all those 5 teams 1-2 combos above the Bears.
You don't
That
think
was only
DJ
5?
Moore and
That was-
Rome Odunze?
Yep, Rome's got to prove a lot more.
Jaguars? They got what, Hunter and
Yeah.
No.
We got to see Hunter first.
Man, have you seen
they've got
Travis
a lot
Hunter
of
run
pieces.
routes? It looked terrible.
Did he?
Yeah.
He had some great coverage snaps in OTAs.
That's a smoke show. I'm not worried about it.
Good.
I think Hunter's gonna have a good year.
I think those are the 5 best duos in the league. I think we got them.
What did you say? Buccaneers?
Bengals, Vikings, Buccaneers, Eagles, Rams.
No, I'd swatch out. I don't like the Eagles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great one too. You got.
There was someone else.
Who am I missing?
Patriots with Stephon Diggs. You want to talk about the boat show? Surprised he's not back with the Vikings after that.
What's my name?
Exactly. Daddy. That was crazy. When OTAs start. He's just like,
What one player on the team would you not want to date your sister? Oh, Diggs, 100%.
it's funny. Diggs always does something minor, whether it's a comment or something, and everyone brings up that video. And it's funny. I'm pretty sure that was his rookie year, and it took everyone no time to realize he's a dog.
Yeah.
He is a dog.
I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Apparently,
Yeah, you're on a boat
apparently, Stephon. Handing out
saying,
whatever
what's my name?
seriously
With a little bit of pink Himalayan salt in the bag.
whatever the f that was for real.
Allegedly.
I think that's the 5. I like this little side road we went off.
Buccaneers,
Mm-hmm.
Bengals, Vikings, Rams. I don't like the Eagles. I would take the Cowboys over the Eagles. I'd take CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens over A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
That's a debate. I disagree, but I don't think you're stupid for that. If that makes
Who
sense.
else is there? I want more.
More.
Cooper Kupp and
JSN.
JSN.
Jason, that's a good combo.
2 years ago, I'd say. Well, okay. If they JSN now and Coop 2 years ago, 100%.
No, you can't do that.
I know.
Oh God,
I don't know.
who are we missing? Who's the second receiver in Houston? Nico Collins and who?
Well, not Tank Dell anymore. Otherwise, they'd have some. Miami is still a debate, but Tyreek's getting up there, and Waddle had a down year. Again, not necessarily his fault.
Mm-hmm. Niners are nothing what they used to be.
No, unless Ricky Pershall shows up, and
He will.
you think so?
He's a Gator.
And then he's got Ayuk and Jennings, and it's a good core. They have a good core. Come on, who we missing?
Let's see. The Broncos are trash. Cleveland's trash.
Yep.
Ravens.
What are the
no.
Ravens receivers?
Yeah,
Bateman
Well,
and
they got Nuke now.
And Zay and Hopkins. Nope.
they just paid Bateman.
They did
Yeah.
a lot.
I
Or
mean,
medium.
I think it's like $14 million a year or something.
That's good value for him. He's getting better and better, I guess. Minnesota boy.
Who's the second receiver for the Giants? Nobody. Great.
Wandale. Is it-
yeah,
is it
probably
Wandale?
Trash.
Wandale, yeah.
Right.
Perfect. Oh,
Slayton. Do they still have Slayton?
I don't know. Who's on the Jets? Garrett Wilson and
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Yeah, because they lost Elijah Moore
What about
last
the Patriots?
year.
So, I mean,
They have-
what-
it's a
they have
decent
Diggs,
group.
but,
Hey, the Browns is a decent group.
no, they're not.
Yeah, they are with Jerry Judy, Elijah Moore. I mean, they're mediocre, but
Jerry
We're not-
Jeudy
We're
was
not
top 20
talking about
receiver.
that
Sure is.
stratosphere we were just on.
yeah, exactly. No, it's a fair point. I think Doc's going through every team right now.
I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Just trying to flush it out. I want to flush it.
Here you go.
I want to float
Flush it and be done with it.
No, we got it covered. Those are the 5. I think those are the 5.
I
Maybe
mean,
6, like you said.
I think you'd have to figure out how do you slot in the team that has 6 number ones on their roster.
Yeah, factor it in.
Right?
We're talking about 1-2 combos.
But we're talking about guys that can easily rotate in as the 1-2.
Not 1, 2,
I
3,
mean, they're
4, 5, 6
fresh.
combo. Okay.
Well, and here's the thing: Tucker Kraft is also not being mentioned in this.
Tucker Kraft's the number 2, baby.
I would not be surprised.
That's the team we forgot, the Kansas City Chiefs. You want Xavier Worthy and Rice?
No. Rashi.
Hollywood Brown.
No way.
Nah.
No way.
I mean, their collective lawsuits and injuries.
Exactly.
Who knows you're gonna have, but Mahomes makes it work.
I think we got him. I think we nailed him.
All right. We
Good job,
crushed
guys.
it.
Good job, guys.
Awesome.
And okay, super quick Vikings news before other NFL news because there's some stuff.
There's super quick Vikings news.
Yes, we got a cock award.
Don't think that exists.
It does, and I'll show
Not
you.
on this podcast. It never
yeah.
has.
Cock award. Vikings head coach. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell was named the 2025 winner of the Horrigan Award, given by the Pro Football Writers of America to a league or club official for their professionalism in helping reporters do their jobs.
Can you stop making stuff up to make yourself feel better about the offseason? Hey,
There you
your
go,
guy got extended.
Here you go, Kev. That's what's next on the list.
Yeah.
Kwesi got a Kwesi extension. The Vikings, per Tom Pelissero, have signed GM Kwesi Adofoh-Mensah to a multi-year contract extension.
He earned it.
Good job, Kwesi. Love it. We got him and KOC and hopefully JJ McCarthy for
Float it, baby.
for the foreseeable future.
For at least 3 years.
Give me this. Woo! And that's all for Vikings news. There you go, Brandon.
God, I hope
Wow.
Sam Darnold wins.
That was fast.
That was good. That's all I had. NFL, though, we've touched on a little bit, but I'd like to touch on it more. OTA's wrapped up, and Rodgers is like, all right, let's shake off the rust. Here I come. Now it's time. And now he's with the Steelers. Rodgers has informed the Steelers he intends to sign.
Yeah, she's going to be at training camp.
So he's gonna be at mini whatever's, whatever they called it.
He's going to be out there watching film, throwing the ball to Muscle Man.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how that combo will be. And the only reason I'm wondering is because Brett Favre had that real shit year in New York, and then went to the Vikes and one of the best years of his career. Does Raj still have it? Is he still wearing the
think he
championship
does.
belt?
I think the Steelers just got better.
I think so too.
I think so too. And he's got a whole year of rehab on the foot, on the Achilles.
Because remember, and I'm pretty sure we have it saved somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I said you guys beat the Steelers without Rodgers. With Rodgers, I think they beat you in Ireland.
So we have one less win now?
Yeah.
Are you changing your
I'm
official?
I'm taking one away from you.
What do we have, 5 wins now?
No.
Would you give us 6 or
I
7?
think I gave you 7.
Now we're 6 and
Yeah.
11.
I still might float you another one somewhere to make up for it to keep it 7 and 10, but
I'm not going to be surprised, and I'm only not going to be surprised because he's HOF. He's one of the greatest we've seen. So you're never going to be surprised if they do that. It's like when Adrian came back from the ACL.
Yeah, no.
He can't do that. He's turning 30, and that's when running backs get worse anyway. And then he has the greatest running back season of all
yeah,
time.
Rodgers is great. He's fine, and like it's Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the Steelers will be good.
Yeah, I think half at most Rodgers can be blamed for the shit season the Jets had last year. Half at most. He's coming. He's coming off. He's coming off a damn Achilles. That's crazy.
What you got, Brandon? You got some insider scoop?
Well, yeah, we got our affiliate out in Boston with WOLF, Peasy, who also helps us with some tasty licks every now and then. I send out to you guys. He's a big Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh. He's got a good inside track. He said, and I quote, welcome the old man to the Berg. He is excited.
The Berg.
Steeler Nation is on high alert for a winning season.
He's excited.
He's very excited. Yep. I asked
I
him
don't know.
if he wanted to come on.
Why not be excited? You got a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah,
and you got a decent team around
welcome
him.
to what it's like to be a Packer fan.
You got a decent team around him. You got a great defense as always, and
Yeah, just green and yellow to black and yellow. It's an easy song transition.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm secretly excited for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. I think that this is.
I always
something
love
to be excited
Tomlin.
for.
TJ Watt's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've got a
TJ
lot of
Watt.
good pieces.
Yeah, you know the defense is going to perform. The defense always performs. It's just if the offense can keep up, and Rodgers gives them a chance.
Well, and that
With
new running
DK?
back gives them a really good
Yes,
chance.
exactly.
Their running game has gotten better.
Caleb Johnson.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, and Warren.
Yeah.
Warren's probably better than Najee Harris, right?
Well, yeah, you're apples to oranges with that, but yes.
Definitely, his production was more. I think
Apples to oranges once again.
And what is
Less
Aaron Rodgers
touches.
good at? The play action game.
correct.
So there you go.
Good luck to the Steelers. Good luck to Rodgers. I am glad he's not on the Vikes. Cool. Scary Terry holding out. He showed up to the practices and then he left. This is a tweet from a guy named Schultz. Commanders all-pro wide receiver Terry McLaurin has made it clear to the team that he's frustrated with the lack of progress on a long-term deal. As previously reported, McLaurin unexpectedly left voluntary workouts after initially attending. Here's my take. Scary Terry has put that offense on his back since he's been there. It's been a shit offense and a shit team since he got there, and he has put up numbers no matter who they've had thrown to him. This is a great wide receiver. And he finally had someone decent thrown to him and had the best year of his career. You got your quarterback of the future on a rookie contract. Fucking sign him. It should be no question.
Yeah, I mean, terrible.
He's going to be 30, but fucking sign him. He's great.
One of the very few trades that I made that was absolute trash for me. Yeah, he's great.
Love Scary Terry. I've always loved Scary Terry.
I traded for Scary Terry, and I thought that worked out wonderful. And I pretty much gave up nothing.
Certainly did. I had him in one of my leagues, and he
Oh
did
my
me
god,
wonders.
dude! Did you
me
just wasn't that a part of the Jordan Love trade? So you just said Jordan Love is nothing?
No.
Oh, you said it. You admit it.
You just said
my
you gave
God,
up
he
nothing.
admitted it.
But in terms of this league, here's what I got. I got Jaden Daniels with a draft pick. I got
That
Scary
wasn't that
Terry.
trade.
Wasn't that trade? Who else did I get?
You got Justin Herbert and Scary Terry. I'm pretty sure.
Oh
right?
yeah, I got Justin Herbert and Scary Terry for Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good trade for me.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I overpaid to begin with. But yeah,
That is a good trade.
And I knew that Jordan Love wasn't going to replicate what he did the season before. He just wasn't going to.
Brandon's talking a bunch of shit about his quarterback. I love it.
I was right.
You were correct. He was correct. Because Jordan Love's pretty mediocre, guys. Okay.
okay, it's time to break out the fucking bracket again, and let's
okay,
redo
right.
some
All right.
picks.
No, let's move on. We'll move on. Commanders, the choice is clear. Sign your guy. He should be like do right by your franchise cornerstone who has done nothing but put on for you guys.
I feel about as disgusted with Brandon as Scary Terry does with DC.
Who's more disgusted right now? You with Brandon right now, or Brandon with you when you put your fandom up for debate?
Me right now.
Disagree wholeheartedly.
He's pretty
I will argue
disgusted
with
at
trades with you all day long. I won't get sick over it. But here's the thing. You turned your back, sir. You turned your back hard. And then you made us all guess for weeks. For weeks. You are sickening on every level.
That was like 6 episodes.
It was drawn out for way too long. We really drove that joke into the ground for a long time. That horse has been beaten.
Only for you to come crawling back.
Only for you. And we accept you because we love you. You cheesy motherfucker.
I haven't second guessed it a second.
Cheesy motherfucker. Anyways.
Love
you guys,
Don't lie to me.
Okay, so Tom Brady.
Oh boy.
He touched his kid on the mouth again.
He must have been. Oh, it's with his kid.
Yeah.
This is a story about his kid. He must have been on some podcast. And this is okay. So after a Super Bowl, Tom Brady's 10-year-old son attended an after party with Snoop Dogg and women on poles.
Hell yeah.
Tom Brady, quote, "We are having the time of our life." And I'm like, holy cow, if he tells his mother, I ain't going to see this kid for a long time. like Tom.
Make the boy watch.
Exactly. Like, Tom, why are you saying that? I don't care that it's years later. Like, dude, you just he's a 10-year-old and you're like you ready to become a man? We're going to an after party with Snoop Dogg after your old man just won his 7th ring. You're gonna see some boobs. Here you go. Enjoy. He was probably still wasted after catching the the Lombardi from Gronk across boats on the river. That was crazy too. It was probably right after that, is my guess.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I just thought that was funny.
I don't know. I mean, it's either you're looking at it from the 10-year-old's perspective, like, that's pretty cool.
Would love to get his perspective on it. He's probably
or, you're the mom and you're just like,
Tom said they were having the
what
time
is
of their
going
lives.
on?
Tom said they were having the time of their lives. I bet mom is probably pretty pissed upon hearing that.
I would, yeah.
But if if he asked that kid, especially now, he's probably like, "That was great. That was
like,
awesome."
I cannot wait to take my dad for career day at school.
Probably had his first beer or something at the same time. He saw his first live boobs. That's a day.
I love that you clarified live.
That's a day. Well, yeah, you never know with the internet and kids these days. They got access to crazy stuff at way too young. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's a whole nother thing I don't have time for right now.
We touched on this. Frank Ragnow retires. Another shot to the Lions' chance to have another amazing season. And I think they're really just hanging their hat on Dan Campbell at this point, which is fair.
Yeah, he's going to suit up and play center.
Exactly. I still think Lions take the division, if I'm being honest. So I don't.
What?
Yeah, if I had to bet, I wouldn't bet a lot, but I think Lions still take the division.
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to be surprised if they don't. That's my guess. That's my friggin' guess. Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears. I pulled that out of my bum. I know. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Hey guys, a big RIP to John Brenkus. Sports science has passed away in very unfortunate fashion. But I just thought we could pay a little tribute. Did you guys watch the Sports Science?
I did.
Yeah. I loved it. Two of my favorite episodes, Adrian Peterson and Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson could cover the span of like a 3-car garage with his catch radius or something nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
Calvin Johnson was insane.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers. They did Adrian Peterson's like trucking, that like they measured his force on a truck. Mm-hmm. Not on a literal truck, but like they had a dummy set up and they had him run into him. And it was the equivalent to like an 80-mile-an-hour car accident or some bullshit. And I always thought they did a lot of numbers just to make it sound crazy, but it was great at making the numbers sound crazy. You're like, yeah, these guys are actual superhumans. And that's where a lot of my idolization came from when I was younger, and why I fucking just love these players and spent hours watching highlight videos. A lot of it was because of this guy in the sports science. So thank you. That was great. There's a lot of cool sports sciences.
It was great, and if anyone out there who's listening feels like they are alone in this world, you are not, and you are loved.
Yeah. Make it known to the best of your ability, but no, you're definitely not alone. Misery loves company is very true.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's usually there's someone who gets it. So try to find that someone. Try to find that thing. Call us. I don't know.
Absolutely, call us.
We'll have something positive to say to you. All right. Aaron Glenn, new head coach for the New York Jets, introduces a new team program. I just want your guys' quick take on Bible study.
Shut up.
Bible study.
No.
Yes.
This has got to be, flush it.
Nope, this is from relevantmagazine.com. That's funny.
Yeah, I say flush. I flushed the Bible study in the NFL.
There is no way he's making the New York Jets players
You want me to click on it?
Bible study.
I think a lot of them are probably into it, but
No.
as long as he doesn't make it like mandatory, but it sounds like he did. New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn isn't just trying to turn around the team's record. He's also adding something a little unexpected to the playbook: Bible study.
I take it back. The Vikings are going to be better.
Then the Jets
Or the Lions are going to be better. I take it back. The Lions will be better. The sky's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Anytime you try to,
Isn't that not allowed?
That's what I'm saying. If you want to make it like an optional after practice deal on these days of the week, awesome. Give the guys an opportunity to want to have that relationship with the rest of their team. But if he's forcing it, that's kind of nuts in my opinion.
God, man, Kirk O'Change is like, send me to the Jets
Yeah,
right
totally.
now.
I know. Yeah, hey, where's Kirk going?
The Jets?
I guess. No, Justin Fields.
No.
Brandon, thoughts on Bible study?
I can't see them striking up a deal with the Saints. That would be the one quarterback needy team right now.
I guess. Well, hey,
Same division.
Anthony Richardson's got another
that's what I'm
shoulder
saying.
injury.
I can't see him striking up.
You
that
guys see
deal.
that? Anthony Richardson and the Colts got another shoulder injury. They don't have.
They got Danny Dimes, baby.
Oh, that's right. It's Danny now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, might as well take a flyer on Danny outside of Kirk.
Yeah.
Easy choice at this
Maybe
point.
the
in my
Vikings then have a quarterback presence that's been there and knows what they're doing. And
opinion. We got our backup. We got the Howlitzer. Hell yeah.
so going back to my original point, I could see Kirk Cousins go back to the Vikings. And,
Brandon, thoughts on
qualified
Bible
for
study? Mandatory Bible study. Thoughts?
flush it.
Where's my flush? That's weird to me. I don't know. That's just weird to me. Again, as an option, great. Let the players decide. Have it as an option. But
I think religion should be taken out of most things.
Correct.
Especially work.
Yes.
You're getting paid to be there.
no,
You
correct.
should not
I
be-
think if
have Bible study forced down your throat.
I will happily
It
take
isn't-
this a step further. I think like the Pledge of Allegiance before sports games is weird. The amount. Oh yeah, how we just I don't know. And the fucking jets fly over. It's so.
you mean the national anthem?
What did I
The
say?
national anthem.
The
You
Pledge
said
of
the Pledge of
Allegiance.
Allegiance.
I meant the mash. Thank you.
What is it? School morning?
sounds like-
Are you running the announcements?
Hey
What's
Brandon,
going on?
that's weird too. Stand up out of your chair and look at the. I don't know. Yes, the national anthem. I think that's weird. This is sports.
You don't like the national anthem?
Not that much. Not that much. It's great to honor your country and be proud of your country, but what we're doing it for sports, and then we have fucking jets fly over. That costs a shit ton of money. It's like a big fucking jerk off sesh. And I know it's sponsorships and a lot of money goes into both parties for this. But
So you're
but there's
taking a knee on this one.
100% taking a knee on this one. I don't understand the military affiliation with sports, and I don't understand the patriotism affiliated with sports, and I think it's masturbatory. I think it's stupid. I just want to watch the game. I just want to watch the players I like.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
Well, I would love to hear the alternative.
I think there's nothing wrong with acknowledging our troops. Nothing wrong with acknowledging the fact that this is the military is worldwide. I don't think there's anything wrong with showing our patriotism for an American-only played sport. I think if you're going to take it out of that, you take it out of the Olympics. You take it out of everything. I think
That's my point. That's my
It is
point.
a time-honored tradition that I would never want to see go away. Every time the national anthem plays, I have a lot of pride from serving our country that, I see no reason to take that out. The national anthem should stay. I think all the other stuff like God Bless America and stuff like that is just a little extra.
Sure.
But I think showing our service members is a tradition at this point. I don't see any reason to get rid of it. They're proud to be there. They're proud to be serving their country.
So what about the jets flying over?
The jets flying over is fine.
It's
That's
cool.
an honor. It is
it's
an honor for
cool,
those
but
pilots.
it's
an honor for those pilots to do that.
I just don't get it. You should absolutely be proud, and I thank you so much. Yes, they deserve to be recognized, and they should be. They need to be. They don't get enough of it. That's so true. I don't understand the tie-in with sports, and I'm always just like, let's get to the damn game.
What do they play the national anthem in Europe for any of their sporting events?
Yeah,
Does anybody
whatever
know?
their national
they play
anthem
that
is.
country's national
Okay.
anthem.
I believe so. I know it's a thing.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't agree. It's not even that I don't agree with it. I guess my question is why. Like, how did they get tied in together? This is sports. We love them for sports.
They've always been tied in together.
I don't think they
Always.
have. It's not always.
We need to
I
deep
think you
dive
could
this.
count twice your lifetime and find that that's not true.
I want to deep dive it. I want to understand more.
When
and I think it should always be a part of the Olympics because you won for your country.
Olympics, totally for Olympics.
So it's sports.
How long has military been involved?
You know what I hate?
in NFL?
I hate it at hockey games.
You just
'Cause
wish
most of
that
them aren't
ice would
American?
break and they would all sink, huh?
No, because the majority of the hockey players playing in that sport are Canadian.
Or Swedish or Russian or
Yeah,
yeah. I
they're
know.
not American.
This connection did not happen. Okay, I found a Bleacher Report article from 2018. This guy, okay, the flag and the shield. From military stylized fanfare that goes into an NFL broadcast and the warfare terminology that permeates the very essence of the game, the NFL has become a primary touchpoint for many Americans when it comes to our armed forces. This connection did not happen by accident, but has evolved into something much bigger and much greater than was likely ever intended. The league and its partners have doubled down on the connection and have become incredible partners for the military and support its mission both home and abroad. Today, the connection, there's no denying. The NFL.
Why do you hate soldiers so much?
I love them. I love
God,
them.
last week it was women. Now this week it's our armed forces.
Fuck. Oh, jeez. I'm just looking for a date.
Where were you on 9/11?
I was in my kitchen. I remember
I tell you what.
Specifically.
That Jets game and that Patriots game after 9/11 was the most patriotic goddamn thing I've ever sat through.
I thought you were referring to 9/11 as a Jets game.
Oh, dude, too soon. What's wrong with you? Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez.
You know 9/11 is why I joined the military, right? Like that's
Yes.
why I joined.
Yeah, that's why I will make as many jokes as possible.
I was in the kitchen. I remember it specifically. Whole family was there.
Yeah. But no, make your jokes.
Absolutely.
We'll make our jokey jokes. Okay, I'm just looking for like a hard date of when it was
God,
incorporated.
it's so funny that you brought. I mean, not 9/11's not funny. It's just.
Keep going.
I just.
You're gonna crash and burn on this one.
Give him
I
a
can already
sec.
tell.
Give him a sec.
I just love that you brought it up because one of the other videos I recently watched the other day was like, oh man, I'm a time traveler. I'm going to go back and stop 9/11. And the guy like successfully stopped the planes from crashing. And then he's just looking up at the towers and they still blow up.
Okay.
No, but I'm starting to go down this conspiracy theory about a fifth plane.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
But I'm not there yet. We'll that's for a future
For the after
side
show,
Patreon
for sure,
episode.
Totally.
Join us.
But
Join us.
Nice.
yes, drink
Okay.
the Kool-Aid. Get the haircut.
Couple things before we wrap her up. Burger King Japan has a new menu item.
Ooh.
Yeah. Will you see this? It's God dang it. I'm gonna.
Why are you teasing me?
If I ever get a hold of the person who just pops up this McAfee bullshit out of nowhere, and
You gotta stop going to that one website.
and I have to click through. It's when I decided to try downloading mods for some of my.
Why
games.
don't you delete McAfee?
I've never downloaded it.
No, it's on
Pat
your
McAfee?
It's on your computer.
Yeah, Pat McAfee just standing up in my background constantly. Here we go. Burger King Japan introduces the pickleball burger.
Ooh. Tell me
The
more.
buns are rice patties. It's 3 burgers and pickles and rice patties. And it looks like that's it.
Sounds complicated.
I'd try the hell out of it. It doesn't look good.
How do you eat it?
Here's a picture. I think the rice. I think it.
You think it's legit stuck together?
I think it's structurally
Able to
sound.
be eaten?
Yeah. I don't know.
That does not look good at all, dude. Oh my god, my hip.
No,
oh god, my hip.
Doesn't. You all right? Jane's gonna sign it for you. Well.
Do.
Stretch her
I'm
out.
roughing it.
Stretch her out.
You did not just do that.
Oh man. Happy Gilmore 2
I'm
trailer
so
release.
sorry I couldn't help myself.
That was good. Okay, hold on. I missed
Thought we
it.
had Brian on the show for a second.
Happy Gilmore 2 trailer released. Might suck, but I can't wait to see
You
it.
just gotta roll
It's gonna
right
be
by it.
awful.
Yeah, I'm rolling right by that one. Yeah, maybe, but they got all the cameos, and I can't wait. I think it's gonna be good.
It won't live up to it.
And to close out the show.
No, I got one for you.
Okay, well, let me say this. Doctors warn that sitting on the toilet for more than 10 minutes is bad for you. And to those doctors, I say shut up.
Yeah, shut your butt.
Yeah. Like those doctors don't do it too.
How do you think we thought of doing this?
Yeah. And if you if you are to take this seriously and then legitimately say, you know what, I'm gonna heed these doctors' advice and I am never gonna sit on the toilet for longer than 10 minutes, it's also just unrealistic.
Yeah.
So,
I make all my decisions there.
I'm telling you. This is CNN.com. But
Well,
also,
that's your problem.
I guess. But if I don't know, say you're sitting at work, what's worse, the 10 to 15 on a toilet or the 10 to 15 extra staring straight at a damn screen?
So what do they say happens?
I'll take the toilet.
What do they say happens?
Let's find out.
How much of your lifespan? How much of your lifespan goes down? Because man, we got to have a
I'm
conversation
not
with Sony.
satisfied.
Of course, they managed to make this a super long article.
Because like if you lose like a year for every extra 20 minutes, we really got to check on Sodi.
A lot of
Shout
us
out-
too, yeah, but especially Sodi's been doing it since a child. That's fair.
Like,
I'll check on him.
yeah,
I'll see
like
if he's-
I've heard stories. I'm worried about the guy.
if it's 20 minutes for a year, his time's coming up.
Yeah, like
he's
he
about
needs
at his
to-
expiration.
He needs to get back out on the boat and enjoy a little bit.
for sure. Okay.
And speaking of Sodi, something Sodi would appreciate. The Supreme Court just ruled on a case about reverse discrimination. They have made it easier for white people
Okay.
to be able to sue their employers for reverse discrimination, that they are discriminated because they're white and straight.
So, sure.
So
Okay,
a white
so-
straight person,
To-
their
yeah.
boss was gay.
Yep.
They are saying they did not get the promotion because they're white and
Or
straight.
if maybe a peer was given an opportunity they weren't because of some DEI program potentially. Okay. Just another check in the box for the whites. All right. That's theoretically that's I suppose that's right, but that's problematic. It's probably a little problematic.
No, I mean I'm all for it. I mean I think as long as everything is equal
How do you
for
weigh
everybody.
How do you weigh privilege? Let's not go there. We're not gonna fucking go there. Jeez Louise. I'm trying to find if there's
Unabashed belligerence.
for real. Apparently, if you spend too much time on the toilet, it worsens your constipation or need to sit on the toilet for a long time. If a growth inside the colon grows big enough, it can block the flow of your stool, which can cause constipation and bleeding.
Oh God.
Okay, but are they assuming you're like pushing the entire time?
Yeah, nobody's pushing the whole
No
time.
one's pushing the
Nobody's
whole
pushing
time.
the
You sit
entire
you
time.
sit down for a solid 15, 20 before you do anything, right?
Yeah, when my
Exactly.
feet starts to tingle, that's when I need to I need to get up.
Yes, when your legs are getting numb, you're like, all right, time to poop.
Time to go.
Exactly. Oh, very true.
Take that, science.
Yeah, consider that. Okay. Oh, there's a few other things. We didn't get to the Wolves, but that's okay because we're not playing basketball anymore. Guys, what take thoughts on the finals? Yeah, me too. No, I okay. The absolutely the best two teams all playoffs long. Thunder have been the best team in the league all season long. I really don't want the Thunder to win, and if they win, it better because of ethical basketball and shit not flopping his ass off.
There was a graphic about free throws attempted or made. I don't remember which one.
Sure.
For the NBA playoffs. And so obviously Shea leads. You want to know who was second and third? Shea's first half free throws and his second half free
I'm
throws.
telling you.
They were still more than the
It's
next
the stupidest
person.
shit. Ant had so many more drives than him. Like his person. Yeah, we can do that. And I'll say again. Yes, he's a flopping bitch. Absolutely a flopping bitch. That's not why. It's not why the Wolves lost. It's just not.
It's just a factor.
It's a big factor. It's a big factor to the OKC success this year. Absolutely a big factor, but
It's just not basketball.
it's not basketball. That said, the Thunder literally do everything else great too. That said, Pacers in 6. Let's go, baby. Halliburton, come on, man. Don't. I just don't want them to. I don't want to see them lock up Halliburton like they locked up the Wolves, and I hope, and I don't think they will. I think the Pacers have a much better offensive system than the Wolves. So
Yeah, Pacers in 7.
Woo!
Pacers in 5.
Let's go. Love you guys.